Okay, so now this question is asking for the molar mass of nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so same concept here, but this time they made it a little bit easier because they gave you the formula. So with that being said, okay, NO2 molar mass. Okay, let's break it down. We have 1 nitrogen and 2 oxygen. Now I know oxygen is 15.999, which is almost 16. Let's see what nitrogen is. Nitrogen is, wow, 14.007. Okay. Now that means 14.007 times, so it would be 31.998, something like that. Let me check actually just before I do that. 9 times 2, 31.998, perfect, plus 14.007, 46.005. Okay, so according to this, of NO2, it seems to be a relatively lightweight, but it's always good to double check and see. You may not always have this option, but when you do, I implore you to use it. NO2 molar mass, not just as a way to find out your answer, as in like not have to think about it, but more so to make sure that you're doing it right when you're actually accounting for the composition of the elements and everything else like that. You don't want to be accidentally adding the wrong number. So just always referring to Google if you can, just to make sure that you're on the right track, if that makes sense. So let's see here. They went through, as they said, exactly 1 times that nitrogen, 14.007, plus 2 times the oxygen of 15.999. That gives you 46.005 grams per mole of nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so they definitely got the same answer as us. So let's just say this is correct. Alright, so now let's just quickly zoom through the questions we answered for today. The most complicated one was the pH of acetic acid, but hopefully the way I explained it just allows you to tackle all those pH questions depending on the acid, and just make sure you factored in the changes in the Ka and everything like that. So went over some conversion as well and a lot of molar masses. Okay, and then try to find out the valence electrons, which is we see we can use electron configuration or just going to periodic table. And then we did just more molar mass, and the other different question was the whole metallic bond, which we discussed and we now know is the strongest bond. So with that all being said, that is the questions I will be covering for today. So once again, thank you again for joining me this evening. You all have been very lovely, and have a wonderful rest of your night, and see you soon hopefully. All right, bye.